This morning, Muliani enjoyed breakfast alone. Muliani knows that everyone has the right to their own life. She doesn't need to make other people fulfill her wishes. If there are juniors who are also having breakfast, want to sit together, come on, let's have breakfast together. If no one is having breakfast or no one wants to be with me, I don't need to bother other people with my wishes. Every time she enjoys breakfast at her boarding house, Muliani always triple combos the pleasure of each bite by enjoying the view that stretches out in front of her boarding room. All of that is to awaken the power of life that is within Muliani. Muliani must share that power of life with the people she meets through her profession as an on-call therapist. To enjoy the view of the flowing water, Muliani had to stand. Unfortunately, the height of the building cut off Muliani's desire to enjoy the view while sitting comfortably. Muliani had to feel satisfied with the spacious dimensions presented by the wide open space that was stretched out by the presence of a river that still had a smooth current. Being able to eat while looking at the river, that alone was already incredibly enchanting to Muliani. Complete with a sky that gave the impression of being wide, spacious, and airy, it was even more enchanting to Muliani. Muliani always felt warm enjoying eating alone, accompanied by the feeling of the expanse of spaciousness. Thinking about the river always makes Muliani regret the presence of the river that is not utilized properly. The river is only used to dispose of garbage. The river is a great asset that should be utilized much better. But what kind of utilization is much better? I don't know either. I'm just a sports teacher graduate. Then after Muliani thinks like that, it must be followed by regret why she didn't choose a faculty and major that was more independently applicable so that she could maximize everything she saw, found in nature. Everyone needs a time reversing lever. Everyone is looking for that lever. If only there was one. Too bad there isn't. We all have to face reality. All of us, including me. That's the reality of me going to college without knowing anything. Now, I'm here. No longer in a state of interest in continuing or starting my education like I wanted to. Now I'm like a bee who is always working hard, but I still have to enjoy life. Muliani not only eats by herself, Muliani also cleans up her own cooking utensils and eating utensils. Washing dishes in the bathroom is of course also part of the compromise that Muliani chooses to be able to bear life in the big city. Washing dishes in the bathroom requires much higher awareness than washing dishes in a place specifically for washing dishes. That thought is wrapped in Muliani's awareness of the ability to understand, the ability to realize the situation, and the need for tranquility that each person is different. That difference will create different levels of responsibility, determining different levels of cleanliness. Muliani understands that each person has their own conditions. Therefore, Muliani does not have a problem with what other people's level of cleanliness is. Muliani knows she doesn't need to mess up other people's lives with her cleanliness standards. Making that happen is not a problem. So when Muliani is in need of public facilities to meet her needs, Muliani solves it by looking for them. Looking for ones that meet Muliani's standards. She just needs to look for ones that meet her standards of peace of mind. Muliani always makes sure she finds clean public facilities that meet Muliani's cleanliness standards, likewise with food sellers. If Muliani is outside the house and has to buy food, Muliani will look for a place that soothes her soul. Being forced to buy food is a very rare condition, because Muliani always gives the best support for herself. Muliani does not want to complicate herself with the cleanliness standards that Muliani applies. Therefore Muliani prepares provisions. Muliani always brings provisions. Muliani has never been pushed to be lazy. It's not surprising that making provisions has never been a problem for Muliani. With a kitchen full of complete food ingredients, Muliani only needs to cook. When he cooks, Muliani cooks not only for himself. Muliani cooks for all the boarding house residents according to Muliani's wishes. It doesn't have to be according to the cooking schedule. Even though Muliani's name is not actually on the cooking picket list made by Muliani's juniors themselves, finally, after enjoying a physical and spiritual breakfast, Muliani left the boarding house with a sense of calm, without forgetting to make sure the public kitchen was safe. The effort to ensure that was the way to Muliani's peace. Calm knowing that all her juniors had sufficient food supplies. That peace was always built every day by Muliani. Every day when Muliani steps her last foot on the stairs that take Muliani out of the row of boarding rooms, Muliani steps with a pounding hope that the only means of transportation she has will still be in the last place where Muliani parked it. The pounding is not for the feeling of sadness and the trouble of losing Muliani's belongings. The pounding is because of Muliani's awareness of the hunt to find her ugly bike again, which Muliani will definitely do without fear and relent. Muliani's soul always trembles imagining that she has to face a thief. It trembles not because of fear or even terror, but because of anger that is ready to do anything to vent her anger. Freelancing requires a motorbike. Any motorbike, as long as it can be ridden, has a good ride, doesn't make you worry if you leave it, and can be parked like that. Done. So the anger is not because of the value of my bike, but because it is mine that I earned with my own efforts. I earned it with my own strength, without disturbing other people's lives, without harming other people. Then, it was taken without my permission. As soon as Muliani came out of the stairwell, Muliani was very relieved to find her old motorbike still parked there. Muliani's calm face became even calmer instantly. An ugly motorbike doesn't mean it loses its charm when stolen. Low value doesn't mean it's impossible to steal. That's why I like this bike. The high possibility of being stolen like an automatic burdens me. This bike calms me down from being calm to being fierce. Muliani calmly installed all her work equipment on a motorbike parked in front of the shop and restaurant. Muliani's boarding house now has 3 floors. The second floor is used as a bookstore and other miscellaneous items, as well as a food stall. The top floor is a boarding house for girls with perfect facilities. The rooms are larger than the rooms on the ground floor, equipped with an ensuite bathroom, a television room, a laundry room and a drying area. Meanwhile, the third floor Muliani's boarding house is a remnant of the boarding house format of the olden days, the time when the boarding house owner was still starting a business. When the boarding house owner, whom Muliani already knew very well, did not completely renovate the building, Muliani determined to convey a request that the owner spare a row of rooms facing the river for herself and the group of young men and women she had brought from the village. Compromise, compromise, compromise. Well, there will always be that part, so that I can go to college. Choose a major that is estimated to not require a lot of money. The important thing is to be able to go to college. A major that is estimated to not require money? Muliani took a deep breath. More or less like that. Also because I have no insight into what college to study. This is more important than choosing a major that I think costs little. College is like that. Moreover, it's just a boarding house. What's important is that we still have a place to sleep. Without facilities, it's okay. The stairs are no longer inside the building, directly connected to the parking lot. It's okay. 100,000 a month is already Mr. Mahmoud's generosity. He can still change one room into a public kitchen. How much less generous can he be? That's enough. Asking for kindness just once is hard, let alone repeatedly, firmly said Muliani. Muliani knows why. Her landlady gave her a special price and let Muliani manage the room on the 3rd floor, City X. There are many campuses. There are many malls. There are many recreational places. The more crowded it is considered an easy place to make money. The upper floors are all girls. Mr. Mamat let me and my juniors stay here, relying on my support and my juniors maintaining security. If the residents of the 3rd floor need something related to boarding house matters, including security, those on the 3rd floor only need to contact Saiful, who is currently appointed as the person in charge. The shop clerk locks the gate at night. I or my juniors open the gate in the morning. After graduating, I never went to campus. Recreational place? For what? For what? No interest? No need. Mall? After I was no longer a student, I never went there again. I used to go there because I was invited by a friend. I myself have no need for the mall. There is no need to go to the mall. There are many things that can be done besides going there. Just like there are many ways to make money. Make money. The thought made Muliani silent. What am I doing here? What am I actually doing here? I don't know. What's important is to be alive. What's important is to have activities. What's important is to feel good, to be able to enjoy it. I like it. I enjoy it. Finished with the preparation, Muliani began to enjoy the journey with her Honda Astrea Grand bike, an old bike bought from debt. With the age of the bike that can no longer be said to be young, and prime, the black bike is still able to take Muliani around to many